Good evening, everyone. Another update video on my Tamiya Fighter Buggy RX. Everything is a mess right now. I had some other things come up that I had to take care of, so it's amazing how you get busy sometimes. But the last few videos, I took care of the front suspension. I'm just going to hop right into it with what time I have left today, which isn't much, but I really want to get this done. The weather's starting to turn around here in Japan. Still cold, but summer, or at least spring, is coming here soon. Temperature dipped again, of course. But with that said, took care of this here. Took care of the gearbox. This has the motor mounted, differential and everything installed, everything nice and lubed and greased, everything is functioning, and yeah, I thought I would hop in real quick and kind of continue off where I left off last time. Again, I don't have too much time, so I'm just gonna hop right into it today. So last time, again, we finished up 11, mounted the motor, cover plate and everything. Which these, I hate mounting these. These are such a pain in the butt, but sometimes you get lucky and everything lines up right away. Sometimes you don't, but it's all together with the stock motor, of course. I'll see how long that lasts. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of the battery holder today. And like I mentioned before, this is actually kind of cool because the battery is actually mounted sideways here instead of flat or upright or anything like that, which is a first in my collection at least. So this should be interesting. And the way that this rear end is actually held in is with this rod, as my phone goes crazy. That's why I don't have a lot of time. I'm actually kind of busy today, and I do believe this actually just slides in right here. And with what I can tell, before we even get to this part right here, we need to first address this. Also, this time I came prepared with my good screwdriver. So, for once, I'm actually semi-prepared. Let me get the mic down here a little bit. So, clippity clip. Yeah, with all the things that are going on in my life, it's unfortunate that I don't have more time to work on these things, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll also be using this little holder piece right here, and we're gonna actually go from the bottom this time. So I do believe the way that this works is this slides in over here, and I need a joint of some sort, A5. And I was kind of looking through my stuff here to see if I had everything. And that was actually one of the parts that oh, here it is. Here we go. Here's that little piece right there. So, again, this gets screwed down with a 3x10. Now that everything is nice and mixed up, of course, it's probably going to be this guy right here. Make sure it's a 3 by dun, dun, dun. Get the length here. 10. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so back in the game again. What's nice about this guy is it's magnetic, so it'll make my life a little bit easier. So. And then with this one here, I do believe it is directional, so you want to make sure that you put it in with the two. There's a little recess right here that you can probably see, and it's also angled, so you don't want to put this in backwards. I don't think you could put it in backwards. Could you? You can actually. So according to this, that should be facing upwards. So this will actually it'll be slightly angled downwards at the end of it, as you can see here. Assuming this is the correct way of putting it together. find that out actually. So let's take a look here. Yeah, see, I am not. Yeah, this needs to be pointing upwards. Okay, like so. Ah, there you go. There we go. And I do believe this is actually where the rear axle. Ah, it's nice having a good screwdriver. Screw everything in place properly and easily. One-handed, no problem. Piece of cake. Okay, she's nice and tight. This will have a little wiggle space here, of course. And I need the MA4. There should only be one of these guys. Yep, and here she is. Right here is actually it's a stepped one. That's got a shaft here that protrudes outwards. About 6 millimeters in length. It's a 3x14 overall size, and this will actually be for the side caps right here. So, and again, it's this is gonna be upside down like so, and right here too, and of course more of these guys, because I think one side is going to be permanently installed, and the other one is probably it's gonna be I think it's a swivel. So it swivels up and down, I think. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm about to find out, assuming that I select the correct part here. So these are not identical. Okay, so the one that's open goes on this side. Like so. There we go. And the closed section goes on the opposite side, or so it seems. Oh, I'm just going to go with that because that sounds about right. Again, this would be the stopper side. And she goes in right here. Left battery holder. Is it labeled? No, it is not. It's got a part number though. 0445193. 5194. An old trick I remember, well, at least on VWs, usually an even number is a right side and an odd number is a left side, something like that. Something like that. Don't quote me on that though. It's been years since I last worked on a VW, let alone order parts. But I think it was something like that. Let me go ahead and get the guy snug in here. Again, having the magnet end or magnetic tip really helps speed things up. Torque her down. Not completely though. Almost though. Yeah, see, and when it's like this is the left side, so right side, left, 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 left. No, that's a driver's side. Yeah, I've lived in Japan for maybe a little bit too long. I'm getting my driver and passenger side part numbers mixed up here. But yeah, with like ball joints, tie rod ends, and things like that. Aside from the number itself, you could sometimes, usually, again on VWs, you could indicate which one was a left and a right based off of the if it was an odd or an even number. I can't remember which one was which at this point. And other times it would have like an L or an R at the end of it, obviously. So yeah, before we go any further here, this has this little opening right here. The way this works is it actually shaft slides right in through here, goes through the hole of this pivot right here, and then rests in this guy right here. So you get that nice, I guess, 360 kind of movement. And then for this guy here, let me just slide him in place. There's also some, not pins, but Okay, before I get too far here. Okay, so it's going to be just like on the other side. You have your 3x10 screws that go to the body. But before we go that far, we want to slide this guy in here. And yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pivot point or some kind of locking point for the battery. I can't remember if this uses a cover. Yeah, it's a cover, I think. Okay, make sure that's nice and snug. One, two, and three. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like building these so much, is that I miss wrenching on actual cars. But I burnt myself out pretty badly. Burned myself out pretty badly. Working on cars for, well, as a job for 8 years. But then just wrenching away at them for 13, 14 years. It's fun when you have a car that you can drive to work or drive to school. It's not fun when it's your only vehicle and transmission blows out the release bearing on the end cap of the tranny, and you're up until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get the dumb thing fixed and put back together again so you can make it to class 4 hours later at 7:30 in the morning. You do that for 5 years and, you know, you get tired after a while. True story, by the way. I have a bunch of those. Doing engine swaps the day before class. There you have it. It's all floppity flopville, but yeah. She's in there. Not gonna come out. That's so brilliant, actually. That's kind of, I'm really looking forward to actually using this thing. I really might have to invest in some good springs or something, or some good shocks, because that'd be cool to have this thing just really torquing and moving around for grip. So yeah, there we go. Oh, actually, yeah, definitely the left side battery holder was an odd number and the right side was an even number. So I just realized it even says that here. Well, it says left and right, obviously. Did I mention I'm tired today? Alright, so it's number 12 taken care of. Now we have our basic chassis. And now we're getting close to the point where I don't have the electronics. Well, I have most of the electronics, not all of them, but a good portion of them. But we're going to go ahead and put together the rear suspension now. And just like before, I have these parts here. These are the end caps. These are the arms that stick out, and these are the bases. These are the whole set. And we have bag number C, 13 through 22. RC parts bag number 9415297. Ripping open. One thing that I do with everything is all these plastic bags and stuff. I actually do keep everything. I have a bag and I keep the box and everything. I'm gonna sip of my root beer here. Crisp. Should make a root beer float. No, I actually, I don't know why, but I keep all the bags and stuff just for future reference, just in case, you know, in case the time or need, not the time, but if the necessity arises for me to have to sell any of my RC cars, which would be very unfortunate. But at least I have, you know, everything that originally came with it, which is can be cool. So nice to have. Especially some collectors out there. I mean, I don't know how desirable this car is, nor do I really care. But some collectors, you know, they really want to make sure they want all of that. And, you know, I can kind of understand that. Oh, these fucking trash bearings. That's okay, though. I have just enough to finish this car, and then I need to go out and buy more. So we're just going to go ahead and dump all this fun stuff out here. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These will go in over here, because I'm not going to use them, obviously. So, now, let's go ahead and assemble one of these guys here. So just like last time, we have the 3x8 screws. These are these shorter guys right here. I might as well do a little prep work, because there's going to be 3x8s and I think 3x12s it looks like. These are all 3x8s. 3x8, 3x8, 3x8. Here are your also 3x6, I think, with a lip. Here's this looks like this is probably a 2.6. That's what it looks like. And then these guys over here. And there we go. That should be fine. So let's go ahead and get this guy assembled, just like last time. I'm going to shaft that right through here. Oh, it actually says to grease it. I never did grease these. And you know what? I'm not gonna. I'll grease them if necessary, but I don't see a reason to grease these. I honestly do not see a reason. I mean, these are, whoops, is this the right way? Yes, it is, okay. I mean, these are dry shocks. It just, as much as I always grease things up, there are some things that I do not put grease on, surprisingly enough. Yes, having a good solid screwdriver makes this way easier. There we go. And I got my handy little pliers here just to give that an extra twist. So nice and locked in place. And I go over here and we have our 3x8 set screw. Yeah, it's nice. This kit comes with a couple of extra screws, I guess, you know, just for safety. But that can, well, those can, plural. Those can just be dumped. Yeah, it does say to grease it up. I guess I'll grease it. You know what, though, for this here, though, since this is a not as important of a part of the car, I'm going to use the cheap Tamiya stuff. Because guess what? I'm not going to waste the really good stuff on this. I just, no. Alrighty, get that all nice and looped up. Again, I don't see a huge reason why to do this, but why not? There you go. Maybe just to keep grease off? Not grease. To keep dust off of it, maybe. Oh well, that's fine. Way easier than assembling a real car spring suspension. Crank this guy down here. I think this time also this video will not be a million years long, so that's good news for those who just want to see how this is put together and don't care about my rambling. You're in luck. Today is your day. Now here we go. Go ahead and give that a nice... Whoa, that's a lot. Give a little taste, the nice vintage series grease. That's going to add extra performance, as we all know. Older grease, the better. It's been aged like fine wine. There we go. Let's give this a twirl here, and we are good to go. Leaves a nice mess. Just kidding, not done with that yet. So yeah, with the warmer weather arriving, definitely looking forward to taking this guy out. Like I mentioned before, to the park. This little mini park area that we have here. Hell, there's some spots even at my school that I could probably go out to. Okay, a little swig of the old root beer. And we get to finally connect the suspension. So, should be cool. Here, though, definitely I will... It says you don't have to, but I am actually going to grease these points up. I'm going to use the good grease for this here, actually. For whatever reason. My phone complains to me. Not complain, but as I get a message. Just give this a little dabby dab of that greasy grease. There you go. That'll hopefully also, keep things moving smoothly in the future. Maybe prevent binding. Who knows? I don't know. It feels like it belongs there, so I'll just put some there. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, and with this here also, we want to make sure that this guy's pointing up and outwards, facing forward. Oh, hold up. It's 3x14, right? Ah. So, Captain Genius here almost used... Are these all the same? Are these all 3x14s? MA4. Yeah, those are the ones. They're tiny. Well, I don't have any other screws here, so... And I used up all the bags, so this must be it. Since I don't have the electronics, actually, I'm going to go ahead and... This is actually cute also. Whoops. This actually screws right into these points right here. I don't think... I mean... I don't normally build buggies, and I have my Tomahawk that I've mentioned before, which is a buggy. The resemblance is non-existent. They're completely different beasts. I mean, can't even compare them. They're just so different. I mean, it's crazy. That one I really wish I would have recorded though. That was a really cool car to build, buggy to build. A vintage series. But what made it so cool? I'm gonna leave these loose for the time being until I get this other side installed. And whoop, there that goes. That was brilliant. That's okay. What the hell was I saying? I'm going to just loosely put these on here for now. So then I can check for any binding and check to see what the reach is. I'm already super not liking these, actually. I really am not digging these. Again, it's so floppyville. Like 5 1/4 floppyville. But hell, I guess if it works, what can I say? Again, we'll just see. Good God. Yep. You guys catch that? I'm an idiot. I'm not paying attention. Make sure this is facing... Damn it. See, I wasn't paying attention on the other side too, and now that dumb screw is facing inwards instead of outwards. I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but for the aesthetics, and if I want to pull this thing apart quickly and easily, that end there, if I want to change something with the spring, arg, arg, that's mildly frustrating. So let's go back over here and let me turn my brain on and have it face outwards. There we go. Yeah, if I really like how this thing, well, if I enjoy using this buggy, then there we go. She's bottomed out. Oh yeah, that's right. These are stepped. So I guess I could just screw it all the way down and it should be preset. I'll just go with that. Tamiya seems to know what the heck they're doing, so I'm not a huge fan of these kinds of springs, but it'll do. There we go. Oh, that feels really nice. It's got a little bit of a binding issue here, but I think what I'm also going to do is, I did not do this when I put this together earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and grease up this these inside pockets here for where that shaft runs. Just give that a nice little squirt. A nice little squirt here. Some arbitrary amount. That was a lot that I put in there. Oh well. And just kind of move this around. Ooh, there we go. That's a bit better. That was a lot. That was a lot of grease that I put in there. But now that actually feels a bit better. So here, I think I'm going to leave that dry. I'm not too worried about this guy here. I'm more worried on the outside to make sure that that moves smoothly, which it now does, which is cool. All together, and then left and right. That's pretty cool, actually. Not gonna lie. Alrighty, and I'm going to actually skip ahead here a little bit because I don't have any of the electronics yet. So I have some of it. Speed controllers, servos, just like with my Mercedes-Benz, kind of like the Mercedes-Benz. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now and skip all this stuff, which means that I won't be needing this guy. And I just kind of want to go right towards the end here, skip all this, and we're going to go ahead and pop on the tires here real quick, which I have right here, of course. I also have foam inserts, but for this car, I'm just going to go ahead and run these dry for the time being, because I don't really need it for this guy. Not yet, at least. You know, that'll be later on upgrades, but for now, I just want to go ahead and get these beautiful Tamiya Super Gripper tires installed. Part number 55-77-23-14 for the fronts and 5180-4005 for the rears. No tire size that I've ever heard of, but I don't think that's what they were going for. So, and before I continue, I'm going to be right back and check my messages on my phone. BRB. Whoop-pow! I'm back again. So, work-related stuff came up. Kind of. So, with these tires, push and twist, front wheels. I haven't done these in a while. Good Lord. I know they always say to, I don't know, I just give these a kind of a just a squeeze and a push and a tug, and sooner or later they just kind of pop on. I should maybe invest. I should have warmed these up, actually. I'm an idiot. Oh well, that's fine. I'll pop on. See? Just like that. We'll go from the back side here and just give her a nice little pop. Pop, pop. Massage it around. And it's interesting because they always say to super glue the tires and all this fun stuff. I actually never do that. I probably should do it, but I don't do it because I haven't really had a need. There's probably a good reason to glue them. I can understand, you know, tire spin and all that fun stuff, but it's something that that goes. It's something that I've never actually had any real true issues with. There we go. I mean, plus when it comes to changing out the tires, I don't know. I'm lazy. I don't like cleaning up super glue. But actually, let me give these a little bit of a massage here, warm them up a little bit. But yeah, I never actually super glue my tires ever, unless it's one of my faster cars. Then it's yeah, I have to, because the tires will just spin like mad. But I generally tend to not super glue them. But that's just me. I mean, I haven't had any issues. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. I can see if you have like a super crazy high power, I don't know, some like 2300 kV, 2-speed, 100 kilometer an hour, you know, race car, but yeah, those two guys done. But for what I do, yeah, I personally don't feel like I have a need. Oh god, yeah, these are always fun. I hate doing these. Of course, because I'm doing this on camera, that's gonna give me grief. Actually, I'm probably just gonna not follow the directions. I've always just kind of popped these in without any issues. So, whew. And the one thing that I do not have today is my flathead screwdriver. Go figure. It's probably one of the few days that I'll actually need it. I go in from the back. There we go. She popped in. Yep, not gonna lie, it's been a while since I last mounted a tire. Good God. In my defense, clunk. I'm normally not this terrible. Normally not this terrible. These are some good rubbers though, man. I think all the ones that I've installed, like, again, on my Tomahawk, they were wicked easy to install. They just, like, installed themselves. They just popped right on. I didn't have to do much of anything. There you go. Now for the back side. Well, yeah, these are tight. I like it. Again, I might have to invest in some mini tire irons or something. Let's kind of go around. I think also I would normally be using some kind of lubricant here. Probably make life a little bit easier. Oh, there we go. Like popping on a normal tire just about. There we go. And boop. There we go. Squeaky, squeaky. There we go. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that 80s smell to her, even though she's from the 90s. There you go. I got one tire done. One more to go. Did I install this guy backwards? Oh, I done diddly did. You frickin' moron. Okay. Yeah, make sure you install the tires in the right direction. Not like this dumbass just did. Good God, are you kidding me? Okay, so let me install one of these guys in the correct way. And I'm going to pause the video and fix the other one real quick. So, and that actually popped on a little bit easier for once. So, I'll just use my little tool here. Just pry and pull. Pry and pull. Just kind of work it around here. These are actually my tweezers. but it works pretty good. It's got a nice wide surface here at the end. Boink. There you go. Now we just push it over like so. And then the front face. Get about halfway down. I recently actually had to change out my tire on my scooter. That was unbelievably easy, actually. I was so surprised. I was expecting it to give me grief, and it just popped right on like this tire just did. Just popped right on here. Doink. Okay, so word of advice: if you want a tire to go on easy, make sure it's facing the right direction. Yeah. Maya. So, there we go. And she's in. It even says here you want to make sure that the tire is seated properly on the grooves of the rim. That's a little vent hole there at the bottom. Alrighty, well, this guy is done correctly. So let me go ahead and fix this one real quick. I'm going to be right back. And I'm back. So, now they're mounted in the correct way. Jesus. It was actually easier to mount this time. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and start off with slapping on some beautiful 1150 Barons here. I should have enough. I'll have one spare and that's about it. Let's go ahead and plop them in there. I always wondered. Yeah, these are omnidirectional. Does not matter which way you pop them in. I got the inside ones, and I think for this guy, I'm going to just go ahead and dab a little grease here. Actually, that's right. I'm an idiot. Let's see. Hindsight 2020. You want to, I guess in this case, grease the face here. Oh, hair. So that when you put the bearing in, it pushes right up against that grease. And if there's any gaps, well, it can be filled by grease. This is good. You like that. So that's kind of what you want. In my opinion, of course. Everybody's a little bit different. So it's from a mechanic's point of view, I suppose. I'm going to be lazy here and just use this guy to pop this out. There we go. I keep this nice and greased up there. And yeah, that'll hopefully also prevent from other grunk and grime getting in there. So, alright, let's pop these guys in. Doink. Oh, nice and packed. From the backside, boom, nice and packed. I actually made a little pressure there. I like feeling that. It's good. Pop these guys in here. And we have our nice tight bearings here. So, with that said, we'll also go ahead and lube up the surface here. Give her a little lube. And see, this is normally where also I would, I have shims, and I would shim this basically. But for the time being, ooh, I'm running out of time actually. Speaking about time. The rushed video for once. But yeah, for this round, I'm just going to go ahead and not shim it. It's going to definitely need, yeah, it's going to need to be shimmed. Like, for sure it's going to need to be shimmed. 1000% certain of that. We got like 2 millimeters of play here on the front end, at least. But, again, I am going to deal with that later. And there we go. I guess that's, you know, that'll make for another video. shimming wheels in the front and rear to get rid of that crazy play. Look at that. You could see that from a mile away. It makes these super floppity-ville, so that's, yeah, I really don't like that, but for the time being, I am just going to have to live with it. Again, I'm going to make a video on, maybe I'll make a video actually. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely, I need to shim this. I might make a video. I don't know. The way I shim stuff is maybe different than how other people do it, even though it's just throwing washers in there. But I also do, well, use unconventional stuff at times. So, out of necessity, obviously. So, for the back end only needs 2 bearings, actually. Not 4, which is really nice. So, which means I actually have 3 bearings left. So, because the outside uses this really nice nut. I think this is an 6, 8. Let's take a measurement here real quick. So this is sorry, 12 mil. Inside is going to be 5-ish. Says here that it's a MC8 wheel hub times 2. But yeah, on the inside, in this case, I don't actually need to do much of any greasing. It's kind of nice. Maybe just a little dab here on the shaft. The inside, not on the outside. I'll put a little bit here on the face. Why not? Fuck it. Go ahead and slide that in there. And Houston, we have a very tight fit, which is nice. I like that. That's excellent. I actually have a shaft somewhere that I could use to push this in place, but when in doubt, use pliers. There we go. I should have done this earlier, actually, too. And also, whatever leeway or whatever sticks out here, this guy, when I torque him down, is going to probably push him back in place. So, but again, here, once everything is completely pushed in place, make sure of that here. Oh, yeah, there you go. Clunk. Yeah, there's definitely room for some shims. Maybe not as bad as the front, but it definitely looks like it could use a shim job in the back too. We'll see. Pretty certain though, it could use one. That's a nice fit though. Use these guys here and just, it's not the best way, mind you. Yeah, that guy actually went in really nicely. Again, no, it's better to use like a little, like a shaft or something like that, and then slide it on and give it a little tap. Tap it, tap. So, let's take a look here. And these guys should be slots facing outwards. Slide these in place. Yeah, oh yeah, this could use a shim job. Like a 2000s or something. Oh well, that's okay. It's actually, it's not actually too bad. I've felt worse. And let's go ahead and just drop this guy on here too. Go for the pair. And I don't think, is there anything else here? Yeah, no, that's it. I'll go ahead and tighten this down. And then do a nice little quick overall view of everything. And get this guy nice and tight. There we go. And this guy too. And away we go. Oh, there. One of the cheap bearings is trying to escape its fate of being thrown away in the garbage can. Potentially. Alrighty. There we have it. Beautiful. So, that actually looks pretty awesome. So far, so good. This is what we're looking at this point. It's interesting though, because I realized that with these arms here in the front, that front end's actually not adjustable from when you buy it, which is interesting. I mean, plastic also, you know, you get a rod in there so you can have it adjustable. I guess this might be the beginning of the era when the stuff didn't come with half decent stuff anymore. But it's still pretty cool. Here's the back end again. Side to side play, non-existent, which is really good. And in and out, actually none. So I might not have to shim this back end. It's tight. Which that makes me kind of happy actually. So of course everything moves. And do a quick little bottom view here. A little profile view here. So yeah, this actuation is pretty cool actually. So there you have it, and soon enough it'll be something like this here. This has a small little teaser. This will be what it'll look like for the most part. So alrighty, so with that said, we have basically finished 90% of the body mounting at this point. See, it even talks about suspension pieces parts here that you can, you know, optional aftermarket stuff that you can change out, which I'm probably going to be looking into. Again, I'm not really too happy with the suspension. Motor I can deal with, I think. Maybe I can deal with the suspension too, but we'll wait and see what happens at this point. So the next time that I see y'all again is probably going to be me. That's so goofy. Probably going to be me installing some electronics like the speed controller, the wireless 2.4 receiver with gyro, and either build a battery pack or buy one. We'll see. I haven't fully decided yet. So that's that for today. Thank you for those who have tuned in. Again, this is just kind of a really quick, rough video. I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. Oh, and by the way, yeah, this is the... I haven't gotten to that page yet, but I do believe this is the battery mounting. I think this goes in like so, I think. Yeah. This actually kind of, there we go. Something like this here. This actually holds it in place. Somehow, some way. I'm not 100% certain how, but cross that bridge when we get there. Maybe that's backwards, actually. Aha! There we go. I'm an idiot. So this actually mounts this way. Yeah. There we go. There we go. See, like that. That holds the battery in place. So I might, again, build like a permanent battery pack in here. We'll see. Haven't gotten that far yet. Cross that bridge once we get there. So, yeah. That's that. So, y'all have a wonderful evening. Again, thank you for those of you who tuned in. And thank you for those who did not tune in. Thank you for those who stuck around. And thank you for those who did not stick around. Again, this is purely for archival purposes, for my own personal use. And again, if anybody else is in the market or has purchased one of these vintage racers, well, hopefully this video can be of assistance, especially if you're buying a broken kit or you don't have the instructions, even though you can get the instructions online, or, you know, or if you just enjoy watching somebody put together an old RC car. So, with that said, we are at the 50-minute mark, which is about 5 minutes over what I wanted to do. That's okay, too. With that said, I'm gonna stop. I have to clean this up anyway, so there's no point in recording this. But this is the importance of also cleaning up after you build stuff. I used to be really bad, and I would just leave stuff out, and then I would come back and, oh, screws missing, or washers missing, or what happened to this, what happened to that, who sneezed on my workbench, you know, like this. You have everything put away in one space. There's no chance in hey that you're going to lose anything. Even though these are spare parts, I'm going to chuck them in there, except for the cheap plastic bushings. There we go. Alrighty. Now we can call this finished, I think. Hi. Y'all have a great weekend. See you around.